Good morning, traders. This is Rick Majors here at Opteck.com, and today's daily market briefing. Now, we are currently at the 10th of April 2014, a bright and sunny Thursday. Well, I don't know really how to describe bright and sunny to everybody. What it looks like in London is more like just depressing and sunny, but regardless, it's a beautiful day for us. We have a very important event today that kind of stretches beyond usually the things that happen on Thursday. Thursday, as you all know, is historically a pretty high volatility day, so you're always going to have a lot of great trading. You're going to have a lot of opportunities for the big movements in the market to look at, things like the U.S. dollar really taking precedence in the evening and during the European market. The euro right now is actually probably, from what we can start telling, going to start losing a little bit of its strength, and actually probably a lot more, just because of what's been happening currently with the European Central Bank's decision to look at taking long-term loans, to look at cutting the interest rates to a lower area to not risk further inflation. Now, the big thing today is what we have here, the G20 meetings. This is going to be happening throughout the day. These are the 20 most economically viable and powerful countries in the world coming together to decide on policy in regards to money, foreign relations, fiscal issues, military issues, everything that will affect their economies and their future growth. We've got a lot of talk about how they're going to be dealing with the financial market, specifically about curbing market abuse, things like high-frequency trading, about hedging by banks, which is a very, very risky and very costly endeavor that will only put the private investor at risk in the end of the day. But there is going to be a lot of movement from this throughout the day, so keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes on places like Bloomberg, on CNN. I want to say Sky News as well, but I don't watch them as much anymore. These information that will be coming out of the G20 meetings can be very, very crucial to letting you see in advance some of the big spikes that are going to be showing up in the market, and it will give you a very nice advantage, especially over the people who aren't paying attention. So keep your eyes on that market and on those meetings, and you're going to be seeing a lot of interesting stuff happening today. Other things other than that, of course, you have the unemployment claims at 1:30 p.m. GMT set to go down. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a look from last week. All right, we had an NFP last week. Now, it came out bad by market standards. However, if you actually look at the numbers, it came out pretty good. All right, now, what ended up happening here, and what we can see, is that the problem that occurred with the NFP was like this. Now, since December 6, 2013, the NFP had been riding in the areas of the 100,000s to up to a peak here at 200,000. All right, even when it had been forecasted to drop, it still managed to pull through. Now, January comes, spiking the new year. We end up at 74,000. Horrible. Basically, the last 3 months have been spent pulling it back from March and now into April. Now, what happens with April? The original forecast had actually been into the 70 to 80,000 area. All right, to see another gradual climb. What was really expected was that it was going to get to 1,999. I'm sorry, 100,000. 199,000 anyway. This is too early in the morning. I need another cup of coffee. Now, the original previous actually was lower, but they changed it at the last minute. The government basically said, well, we're going to take part-time jobs and we're going to put those in there too. We're going to take jobs that are not, are being internally replaced and things like that, and internally created, and we're going to put those in there too. And they just started doing that, and they kind of screwed themselves on it. It actually dropped the market in the end. But what ends up we end up seeing here actually is that in truth, there were more jobs created. All right, they're actually managing to keep on track this time, even though the announcer came out negative. So what that should be meaning as we go further in the month is we should be expecting to see a lot more people coming in and working. So less claims for unemployment. We also have the G7 meetings, by the way. All right. Now, this is a little bit less important to me because it's only focusing on a core group of countries. The G20 will include a lot more of the European Union as well. America and Canada are basically going to be more or less influenced already at the G7. But you're going to also have, parts of, the Middle East, parts of Asia that are also going to be taking a lot more participation in the G20. But you have both of these, all right? These are very important events to keep an eye on today. Please do yourselves the due diligence. Go watch the news. Hear about it. Hear about what they're talking about. Not all of the information has been released yet, so keep an eye on it. It's going to be generating stuff in the market all day. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming in and listening to today's daily market briefing. We will not be doing one tomorrow as it is Friday, so just to give you a quick look, we don't really have too much going on, but at 1:30 p.m. GMT, you have the US dollar PPI. That is, of course, the price for finished goods. It's a very interesting one to keep an eye on, especially if it's going to be on Friday, because it could be injecting market liquidity that usually doesn't happen there. All right, and then day 2 of the G20 meetings. Now, I'm not going to be expecting too much to happen on Friday with the G20s because a lot of market investors will be looking to go home, especially if it's going to be really only getting somewhere later on. But we should be seeing something coming into that next week as well. All right, we should see this all roll over into next week. Anyway, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you guys want to contact me outside of the daily market briefing, you can get me on Skype at rick.majors.opteck or via email at rick.majors@opteck.com. Thanks to everyone, and have a wonderful trading day.